All right. We are on. Hello, everybody on the chat. Hello, everybody who's watching. Hello, Maree. Hello, Jazzy. How's everybody doing today?
Yay. Hi, Lisa. Hi, everyone. Jasper says a big hello as always. Yeah, look, we're doing great over here. Oh my gosh, it's like summer. It's the middle of August, which is our winter, meant to be one of the coldest times of the year. And it's sitting around 78 to 80 Fahrenheit. I
Wow.
was swimming the other day. This is crazy. It's so lovely. It's just like, oh, I live in paradise, but it's really warm. So yeah, we're meant to be getting our cold winds in about now, and it's just like summer. It's beautiful. So people are out in shorts and singlets, and in the middle of winter where I live, it's crazy. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
so that's
Interesting. Over here, it's so hot we can barely go outside.
wow. Is it always like that though, Elisa, in your summer? No, not that bad.
I don't remember it being like this.
Yeah, okay. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we'll just I'm just enjoying it while it's like you can still sleep at night, but it's just stunning in the daytime.
Yeah.
Perfect
Do you
blue
guys have
skies.
AC over there?
Yeah, so what we do over here is if you've got what I do is if I've got an air conditioning unit, I put it on dehumidifier because if you take the moisture out of the air because it's tropical, then it's perfect. So, I mean, I don't need it a lot because I live on water. And so I find that we get the beautiful breeze through even in summer. There's a couple of days of the year where it's so muggy, it's so, tropical that, yeah, you've got to put on your AC. But I sleep most nights without an AC with my fan and my windows and door open because
Wow.
we're on the water and we're very close to the ocean, like, yeah, we're on canals. So that makes a huge difference.
Mm.
So, but you'd need it on most nights, wouldn't you?
Oh, here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Brisbane and in the city and places like that, they would. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. So,
Yeah.
but
It's hot as heck over here.
yeah, yeah. So no. Where I live, I'm very blessed. It's got that unique waterways around it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but
Wow.
so yeah. But apart from
Yeah.
that, no, nothing. I mean, just the usual stuff going on. So that's it. Nothing else too exciting happening. So what about
Yeah.
you? Anything?
Yeah, no, nothing that jumps at me. I know that the talk of the town, of course, is the fires.
Yeah, I
But
know.
other than that, I really haven't seen anything else that comes
It's
to mind.
overt.
No.
It's really out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I remember talking to you about this referendum that the government want to have for our Indigenous people to see. It's called The Voice. So, and everyone's wised up to it now. They don't even know if they're going to go ahead with it because so everyone's going no. But of course, companies like Qantas, they're going, oh no, we're saying yes to The Voice and all of this. So the big companies that are in bed with the government, of course, but no one listens to them. Everyone's clued up. It's really, really good to see actually all the true information coming out from the Indigenous people that have been ignored, the ones that are the paid shills that are in, the government
Yeah.
representing them. They're just being ignored. It's fantastic. So I really feel a lot of people are actually more aware of what's going on now. They take the time now, whereas before it was like, oh, who cares? So that's really positive. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That
Mm.
means that people are finally waking up.
Yeah, and actually listening to what's going on and, seeing, oh, hang on a minute, we don't trust you. You've duped us before.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. That's
which is great.
wonderful.
Mm. Yep.
Wonderful. All right. Well, let's get started. I had a really hard, I feel like things are quiet, so I had a really hard time finding something for today.
Mm.
But this came up about the military or the government creating ticks to create Lyme disease.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And I
So,
wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, because it feels like everything has been created to
yes.
attack us in any way possible. Of course, I don't believe that anymore, just because I'm trying to
Yeah.
change my reality and I don't want to create more of that. So, right.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting question, and I figured, what the
Mm.
heck?
We can have a look at it. I agree. And, it's so interesting, Elisa, whenever the medical industry have been told to suppress something, so they just denied Lyme's disease for so long. Like in Australia, because we have a lot of ticks here, there was a lot of people that were having all these symptoms and they were just getting told, no, it's a load of rubbish. No, you're lying. There's no such thing. It's a little bit like Morgellons, that similar thing.
Oh my
People were,
God.
it's horrific. I've seen people
Ugh.
with it, and
Ugh.
people were being put into mental places, mental hospitals, because I know this is how bad it got. So anyway, so there's definitely, to me, whenever it's a red flag, whenever something is suppressed, then I know that they're letting it go through, if that makes sense. So so what should we ask?
Just basically that the U.S. military create ticks.
Why don't we start with something basic? Was Lyme's disease created and put out there firstly?
Oh, okay.
And then we can go on to maybe if there was who started the agenda. So was Lyme's disease a deliberate? Okay. Interesting. Yeah, you want to come out? Yeah, okay. So we've got our Knight of Wands. Now, when he comes up, this is an action that's been taken that goes against the grain. This is how I see the Knight of Wands. So he's bringing something into play. It's often going the other way. Then we've got our Queen of Swords. Now, she's often a direct speaker, and she'll tell it how it is. So and then the Four of Pentacles. So this is a long time in the making. It's setting up a foundation for something to be made. But to me, with this guy here at the front, it seems to me like there was something that was going on, and it was almost like they didn't know how it was going to pan out. You know how they trial things, they throw things out there, and then the strength cards come up. So it was like, keep it quiet until we can see what's really going on with it. So it does look like there was some sort of manipulation with that. Yeah. So, and again, it could have been an unexpected result. It might have been something else that was being done, and then this was like a secondary aspect to it, is with that Knight of Wands.
Well, the way that it was presented was that they were using insects as bioweapons.
Okay. Yep. So now, let's see now if this did come from a military. And I guess we've got to be really mindful that we don't think about the military that are the good military compared to what they're being told to do by the deep state and by these
So
people.
we could say the government, right?
The deep state, yeah. So, okay, let's just say that. So, okay. Yeah, it's something they'd been working on. Got our Eight of Pentacles. Yep, Three of Wands. So they were looking forward to the future. How can they manipulate? How can they use this? How could this, it was all trial and error. Again, trial and error. So that Four of Pentacles. So they were doing things to set up a foundation. And they, like I said, it feels like it could have been a bit of okay, look at this. What sort of, issues are we getting with it? Yeah, the moons come up. So it was something that was out of place, but they were using it because it was like an offshoot from something else they were doing. Yep. Fascinating. God, I mean, I think when the truth comes out as to the depth of everything that's happened, I think people are just going to be shocked. But I think by then most people will be like, oh yeah, that's not surprising now after what we've heard. That sort of, it'll be that attitude almost. It's like, oh yeah, that as well. Wow, that makes sense. So
yeah. Amazing.
So, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much, Dilberta. Thank you. Thank you for loving our show.
Yay. Oh, makes
We're
my heart
grateful.
sing. Thank you.
Okay, so going back to Shanna. Shanna, believe it or not, we already asked this question. Unfortunately, I don't remember the answer. So
Neither do I, because it just channels through with the cards and then it's gone almost. I know.
Ah. So yeah,
Ah,
I think Salt Lake actually the water actually was it was purposefully drained so that people start finding things that were underneath the water is from what I remember the
yeah,
answer.
gosh. Yeah, because we've got the ten of cups, which is, yeah, when something is exposed. To me, this is, oh wow, that's an amazing, well, what is going on? It's something that's come out, that's been revealed, that's usually positive. But then the 7 of cups, which is chaos. So
Right.
it's like, wow,
Good.
look at this. This is
Cause
what is
chaos.
going on. Yeah. So there was definitely something. Yeah, the high priestess. There was some secrecy behind it, Shanna Banana. There was definitely a hidden agenda with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. But I do think it was the good guys, not the bad guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, yes, I'm feeling yes. That's my feeling with
Hmm.
it when I just am tuning into the energy of the lakes. And yeah, we can just double check that. Oh, yeah, hot, hot, hot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they want people to find things, is
yeah,
what I remember.
yeah, definitely. Because we've got the chariot card. So yeah, so this is moving forward and actually, seeing things. So, and that's the next one. Oh, okay, Queen of Swords. So this is actually giving people information and doing it directly. So people will find it themselves. So yeah, I
Yeah.
would say yes, that was done. It's like a deliberate thing.
Yeah. All right, next question from Teresa. Water. Can you place headphones on bottle or glass of water and it take on the frequency of what is being played? Um,
Do you want to answer
I-
this one, Elisa?
yeah, no, I'll let the cards do it, but I'm pretty sure
Okay,
the answer is yes if you put the intention of for water to take on that
absolutely.
frequency. Hmm.
Well, interestingly, Teresa, I've read a lot about Emoto. The scientist who loved water. He was the water specialist, and he said that they played all sorts of different. And I've got the photos and everything from in the book from what he did. They played like rock music. They played beautiful classical music and symphonies and all sorts of music to the water. And the difference in the structure of each cell or each water drop was just incredible. Like the heavy rock and roll, it was completely distorted. It was out of balance. Whereas the amazing, the beautiful symphony music, it was actually in this gorgeous structure. So, and he did that. He specifically did that testing. And even words, like he used different words, as we know, love and gratitude came out as the 2 highest words to increase the frequency or connect into the water. They even went to, like, there was a lake, and this is not him, this is someone else. This was like I think there was a group of like monks or people that were doing prayers, and this image of a woman like that had been murdered came up from the lake, and they actually found the body, and then they had to clear the lake energetically with all of this beautiful chanting and prayers. So I'm going to say yes, just from what I've read and the research I've done. But let's just see what our cards say. Yeah, so the 5 of Wands is chaos. So if you've got something that's not great, that's action that's taken, that's like a little bit, chaotic. And then the Knight of Pentacles. So this is bringing in a message that's really, really steady, really stable, really positive. Let's just see what, oh, that one's really hot. I want to get you. Yeah, look at that. We've got our Temperance card, which is water, it's patience, but it's changing something. So that's a yes to me. So when they've got the chaos or this stuff that's gone on in water, you bring your beautiful words, you bring your music, then you get this beautiful place with that Temperance card. So, and I think I've told you that story of the English girls that don't ever carry water bottles, and I always do. And when I met up with them at this in it was actually Hawaii, believe it or not, and they didn't know it was a water bottle, and she saw and felt all the undines and the water spirits in the water because I put so much love and gratitude into it. So and she had no idea what was in it. So that to me was just confirmation that doing that for ourselves, that's why love and gratitude to ourselves is so important, because we're full of water. And that's why even the water that we hold within our flasks or whatever, doing that to it just brings it into life again.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. I'm not sure if Maple Tree was asking about Jetpack Man. I don't know what that is.
What was that?
Peruvian.
Pac-Man?
It just says Jetpack Man. So I don't know what that is.
Okay.
So I can move on to this Peruvian story with the aliens that a Peruvian city, not city, like
Town or
town. Thank you. Yes, had been attacked by aliens.
okay. And what
Yeah.
happened?
I don't know. I didn't read the story. Yeah, all I know is
Oh,
it was, I see it and I go, oh, okay, part of the movie. Like I don't really
so we'll see if it was
pay
true or
attention.
not.
Yeah.
It's a hot one. You're hot too. Wow, this is interesting. It was Four of Wands. So this is the town. This is the place where they're living. Then we've got the Queen. So to me, it was a story that was done when they said it, when they were doing it. It was done with integrity because the Knight of Pentacles has come up. So someone really believed that actually was happening. But Four of Swords has come up. So there's a bigger mystery to it. It's not what they thought. And I think too, remember, there's been a lot of seed planting. God bless you, child.
Thank you.
There's been a lot of seed planting, hasn't there, lately by the media around this topic, whereas it's been quiet forever. So people, maybe are jumping on board going, oh, that must be what it is. But no, it's not. It wasn't that. So that's what that last card, because that was the outcome, was
Okay, so
telling
the
you.
last card is saying that no, that
It's not true. It's not that at all. So,
yeah, it's
and
not
that
that at all.
Ace of Swords is confirming it, because I asked, give me a confirmation on that. So
Yeah.
yeah. So no, it's not. It's not it's not truth. Is
Yeah.
what the cards were saying. They might have thought originally, the people that put it out there, that this is what must be, but it's not.
Yeah. Okay, so about the mosquitoes, I think we asked this question, but not about ETs bringing it. We asked like the Bill Gates, like more humans creating it, not ETs creating it. And it was the answer yes. Do you remember?
Again, it's gone. I don't know, but I mean, we know that they've done AI ones, haven't they? They've
Yeah,
now,
robot.
okay, this has just come to me. I heard that they had released some sort of mosquito in Maui as well. That I did hear that, and now, of course, I can't remember why, but they'd done a modified type of mosquito in Maui. So, but yeah, let's have a look and see. Is the mosquito something that was natural to Earth within its environment? Let's have a look and see. I mean, God, yeah, the world's come up. So I would say it was like a natural balance, and it always depends on the frequency. But yeah, the mosquito was natural to start with, but of course, everything gets used and weaponized, because to me, that's like, yeah, this was this is something that was worldwide. So the Fool, but then things can change, because remember, even a mosquito won't survive unless the frequency is right for it to do what it's doing. Eight of Wands, and it actually changed quite quickly. So this, with the drop maybe in our frequency on Earth, that could be when these types of beings started to come through. Yeah. So that's what the cards are saying. So they may not have been around in the times of Lemuria or Atlantis. It could have been with the frequency drop as well that things started to form, and So
Okay. All right. This one is from Barbara. Elisa or Maree or Jassy, courage. Do you think the degrees of tilt of the Earth has changed with all the odd weather and temperatures now happening?
Okay, have you got thoughts on this one, Elisa?
Yeah, I mean, it's natural. It's natural, though there might be some weather manipulation going on,
Yep.
but yeah, it could be the tilt. I think it's the tilt of the Earth that creates the change every 26,000 years or something like that.
It's
You
probably,
know,
and
it
yeah,
changes.
probably more of the shift of the energy lines, because we have the vortex, we have all the grid lines, energy lines on the Earth. Yeah. So, and also think about it energetically. She's expanding. Her consciousness is expanding, and so there's a lot of releasing going on as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, we know there's been weather manipulation, a lot of it,
yeah.
but we do go through cycles, I guess. So, and
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 then
I
again,
guess
I mean, there's people that believe that flat Earth is flat, so there really is
yeah,
no tilt to
there's
the
no
Earth.
tilt.
Actually, that might be even a lie that the Earth has a tilt.
That's what I was just getting. The Justice cards come up. So, if we, because I'll never forget when Jasper showed me something, and I went, I don't understand what he's showing me, because we asked about the Earth, and he showed me it. So it was, at one point it was flat, but then it went up, and then it was like toroidal and bigger around it. So I was just so confused. But the more I've researched and things now, the more it's starting to make sense that we are within this area. There's more beyond the ice wall, and then but we have this energetic toroidal field. So this is so there's it sort of sits in the middle of everything, really, doesn't it? It's quite
So should
tricky.
we ask if there is an Earth tilt? Because that's another lie.
Yeah,
It could be another big fat lie.
exactly. It's a really good idea. I mean, they don't talk about the energetic grid lines. Our beautiful Australian Indigenous people, they go walkabout and they get called, they said, and they follow what they call the song lines, which are the grid lines, and they template and then get retemplated themselves through these grid lines, and they just get drawn as to where to walk, and they can be gone for weeks on this walkabout. So it's okay, let's just have a look and see, is there is
An
there
Earth tilt.
an earth tilt, how we've been shown it to be. Okay, let's have a look. Wow. I think there's more to this than we think. Yeah, because the 10 of Cups, to me, it's saying there's something else going on as well, because this can be a card that, yes, this is all beautiful and wonderful, but there's something underneath it, because the cards are not really jumping. So I feel it's a tricky question. That's just
Mm.
the cards are not jumping like they normally do. And the 10 of Swords. So these are two things that are completed. So something's been finished off. So I would say that that story, it's almost like it's been finished off. And
It's all news.
Two of Cups, yeah, it's like Two of Cups is when something comes together. So in a relationship, so it could be us on Earth, it could be us and how we relate to Earth, knowing it, because more and more people are asking that question. Yeah. So I think moving on into the future, there's going to be so much that looks different to us from a different perspective. So I'm sort of feeling that this is not as simple as
This is
what
not true.
Four of Cups, this is when something gets offered to us, whether it's how it makes us feel, whether it's a message, and a lot of people aren't looking at it. They don't want to look at it, but there's some people that can see what's going on. So I feel that truth will come out, and it could be a little bit different to even how we're talking about it, like so. But it doesn't look like it's the tilt of the Earth.
Okay.
No, no.
All right. So if it's not the tilt of the Earth, I would have to think that then it's being manipulated then, right?
Yep. I mean, the floods that we've had here, the fires that we've had here in Australia, they're not normal. Okay. They were huge, they were massive. And then and they stopped. It was just bizarre. One of the floods they had, because there was a bit of a drought, and then this flood started, and I was in, again, this is when I was in Hawaii, but over here it was flooding, and it didn't stop raining full on, and it was that straight down rain, no wind, really weird rain for here. It went on for like a week, and it flooded like probably, I don't know, I think it was about 10%, 15% of the city and the whole outlying areas. Then it just stopped. Apparently, one of my friends was telling me, he was here, he said, it just stopped, Maree. Like it just stopped. And he said if it hadn't stopped then, there would have been another 25% of all the areas that were flooded. And the theory was that the premier at the time had paid to have HARP used to actually bring in the rain, but it was too much. And it was just so bizarre, the whole thing. So I feel that I've seen it. I do know that there has been weather manipulation since early, like in the 70s, they were doing it.
Yeah.
So you look, I believe there's that. I also believe there's a combination of this frequency coming onto the earth and earth raising consciousness as well, which is bringing, volcanoes, all sorts of things like that. But yeah, we'll check for weather manipulation though. Yeah. Let's just see. Oh, that one's hot. Yeah. 3 of Wands has come up again. So this is like looking for an outcome, looking towards the future. And usually there's something that's happened that they've done. 3 of Cups, so emotional, but also a celebration. So maybe now it's not going to be as bad, but definitely something that was going on. That 4 of Swords has come up again. It always tells me there's something else going on underneath it. So I would say that, yeah, they can use it for good, but it was definitely manipulated. Yeah. So.
Well, the question is who's manipulating it to be so hot, and who's manipulating things to be, to have this weather that's getting to its extremes.
Yeah. Yeah. I know, because it's quite weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So is it being manipulated for the good or the bad? Yeah. And maybe because
for humanity. And I was just I downloaded as this card came up, and I was going, originally it was for the deep state because they wanted to help to stop us from being connected to the sun, to rely more on water, electricity, all of that sort of thing. So that was their programming. So that's an absolute yes to that question from the beginning. We've just got a double confirmation of that. That was mostly their stuff that they were doing. And you could feel it, like people were getting sick from the trails. But the judgment cards come up. So this has been almost revoked because that judgment card's come up. And people are more aware. People are actually more aware now. So, yeah. So the foundation that was set up, even by these bad dudes here, what I'm getting is that can actually now be used for the benefit for people. So, for the world. Yep. So something new will come from this. So,
okay.
Yeah. And it's not all weather control. Some of it's natural as well,
Mm-hmm.
But it's everything's out of balance, really, at the end of the day. So.
Yeah. All right. This, I'm a little confused. There's something Plum Island, where it came from. What happened to Plum Island in New York? I'm not sure what you guys are referring to.
Yeah, Amy, just pop it off. Yeah, Amy, maybe pop a little bit more in.
So all kinds of, Trixie said, all kinds of experiments on Plum Island.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see, I'm reading. They find anything in the lake. Manhattan, Kansas State was. I don't know. I don't see it there. Let me see.
It's interesting because they do use these islands so for testing grounds for things, because usually they're a little bit out of the way. But if that's near New York, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't, all right, I'm just gonna move on from it because I don't,
It's not clear.
yeah. So did they find anything in the lake? No, she's talking about the Salt Lake.
Salt Lake.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go on and you guys can just pop in the question again if more clearly if yeah.
Okay.
So maple tree. I have a question. Is wormwood told in the Bible? A spaceship.
Cold.
Oh, okay, told. Okay.
Is
I have a question. Is wormwood told in the Bible a spaceship? So mentioned in the Bible. Okay.
what's wormwood?
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, we can ask the cards, but I really don't know what maple tree. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah.
With wormwood. Yeah, it's not really clear.
Mm-mm.
So, look, I mean, the Ace of Cups has come up. So, whatever it was, it seems like it's had some sort of big emotional or positive emotional impact with whatever it was. And then we've got the Temperance card. So, again, this is to me a very positive card. It's very, it's a patience with change. So, they're both quite emotional cards as well. So, look, there was obviously some emotional aspect to this. So whether it was a spaceship, Eight of Cups, so it looks like something got left behind. So it was at the time, whatever it was revered or loved, but it's been walked away from. That Eight of Cups is telling me that the situation got walked away from. So it's not actually telling me if
It's not saying a big yes.
It's not, is it? No, it's not. It's
No.
just saying that, yes, whatever it was positive at the time, but then it got walked away from. So there's no yes there.
Yeah.
So it's
no big yes.
No big yes.
All right, Trixie Todd. Geography question. Was Round Valley Reservoir in New Jersey created to hide hidden information or flood an old town or something else mysterious? Valley Reservoir in New Jersey created to hide hidden information or flood an old town.
Okay.
Or something else mysterious. Okay.
Because a lot of the time they'll do those floodings for waterways, like, to set up, dams, hydrodams or things like that, won't they? So is that the reason why they actually did it? And Trixie Trot's obviously asking more, is there something a little bit deeper to it than that? So let's just have a look. Was there anything more that was hidden from this story? No, but it caused a lot of chaos when they were doing it. That Five of Wands has come up. So it looks like a lot of people were fighting the change. So, that one's really hot. So, yeah, so the Ace of Pentacles has come up as well. So a lot of people didn't want it. So it did cause a lot of anxiety and a lot of fighting when it went down. And let's have a look and see. It was, to me, it looked like a contract was made, the usual story with your government, with your, the big money people. There was a contract made, but it caused chaos, but it changed everything, that Wheel of Fortune. It's not saying, though, that there was anything mysterious or hidden there. It's just saying what it did in reality is this is what happened, and it just changed everything. So, but there's no hidden cards. There's nothing.
Like there wasn't anything nefarious necessarily, is what
No, it was the usual contract money.
Yeah. All right. So Shanna was asking about so we had the show about the Maui fires. The last show was all about the Maui fires. And I don't think we asked this specific
No, we didn't,
question.
did we? So, I mean, and the thing is too, that would have probably been their plan. that would have been what they wanted, because they're doing this around the world, literally. So look, that was definitely on the agenda, and yeah, there's some really interesting stuff that's come up around Maui. I'm still not sure. Sitting on the fence. I mean, the cards were saying that it was actually under control. They knew, what was going on, the white hats, all of this sort of stuff. Judgment. So this is actually, to me, what it's doing is really bringing something out into the open about what's been going on. And that, because that's why the Judgment card has come up. The world, for the whole world to see. I mean, this is probably one of the most overt, in your face, things that's happened. Really, it's pretty horrible. So Queen of Wands, it's so to me, it's almost like maybe they let this go ahead, but they wanted to show it to people. This had to be almost seen as to what their plan was for the whole world. God, listen to that. To the whole world, this is what they were planning. And they wanted it done by 2030. They wanted everything done, down to 500 million population, all of that stuff. It's in there. I think this is just showing us how horrific it was going to be. That Five of Wands, this is again that conflict and everything that's gone on. So look, it's real. I don't know. It's really hard to fathom. But if they did allow it to go ahead, like the White Hats allowed this to go ahead for a reason, and more than one reason, because I remember it kept coming up with hidden stuff in the cards. When we looked at it all, there was just so much under this, so many layers to this, so many levels to this that just haven't come out yet. So, but I really, so much there that's going on.
So we're thinking like they knew they were going to use the do, and then, so they knew that was going to happen. Did the good guys know that was going to happen and allowed it to happen?
Look, I mean, I don't even know if they've still got control of any of that stuff, the deep state,
I know that's the thing, though, but
that's the thing, yeah. So I don't know if it was that, but it's interesting because I had a friend stay with me, and she was saying that, like, there's good friends that owned a place in that whole area that went down, and she was saying they noticed that even electricity poles were being blown over in the wind, and it was starting fires. And there was another fire that had been out in the hills, and so all of the fire brigades from that small town had gone out to stop that one, and then it all started happening in the actual town. So this, so and yet then, yeah, it's so convoluted, the stories and what's been shown. It's almost like it's just so difficult to know what the truth is under it. But it's definitely been done for a reason.
So was the initial do that at least picture show? Of course, pictures can be doctored. Pictures can be created, copied from another. I mean, these days, seriously.
I know. I don't believe.
Even if you see that video with the light shooting down and starting the fire, all that stuff can be created in 2 seconds.
Yep, I agree.
So, so I just don't see the good guys being the ones that would start that.
Would do that. No. So, and and I was just asking then, so was it and was part of it like a natural something that then just went on, beyond control? And I got the card here. So whatever started it, it did actually then go beyond what was expected. So yeah. And she was saying it had been a particularly dry year. So this is someone I spoke to directly that had been talking to someone that has a place there. She said, a particularly dry year.
But I know that they were talking about the trees that are burning from within,
inside,
right?
Yeah, there was definitely
that. So then how do you explain that,
I know.
So
this card keeps coming up. So the Ten of Cups keeps coming up. So at the so to me, at the end of the day, this is there will be something that comes through that explains it all, that's really positive. It can also be something that's hidden from people, but I usually see this as a positive emotional card. And then the Six of Wands has come up. So this is a victory. So I feel that we will get the actual truth of it all, and it's almost like it's going to show the world a lot. It's
So I
almost,
feel like
yeah,
this is the same cards that we got last time.
yeah, I know. And then we got the Three of Wands again, which is looking to the future. So, changing something up.
Yeah, I
Oh,
mean, I don't see like the devil
no,
isn't coming up,
no,
right?
it's not.
Like
It's not.
no matter how many times we throw the cards,
It's
the
just,
devil isn't coming up.
it's not coming up. So yeah. So I think we're going to have to wait on this one to find out what the depth of it was. And there's going to be a lot of things put out there about it. I mean, as always in
Yeah.
these situations, your heart goes out to the people that have lost loved ones and that have lost homes. But I don't feel the real truth is actually going to come out until we have a lot of other truths that come out. But it's certainly making people wake up and ask questions, and the agenda that had been put out by the council and by, wanting these smart cities. Yeah, maybe it's showing the lengths that they would have gone to. Who knows?
Right. A lot of the time, that's what they're doing.
I
So
know.
Teresa had a similar question on whether weather is part of the Dark Hut's agenda to push the fake climate change agenda. So at this point, are we saying then that the what we're seeing as far as the weather is the good guys just showing us what the bad guys were going to do?
Look, it looks like it because that Queen of Wands has come up again. And to me, she holds that integrity. But the other thing is as well, it's showing how fake the news is. It's showing how much they're lying with this climate control. People are not going to be buying it, or they're going to go, well, they lied to us because this isn't, what it was. Yeah, death card. So the transformation from people maybe believing all of that to then going into a space where they realize, oh my goodness, we have been so duped. There it is, the Four of Swords. So duped with all of the lies, all of the stuff that's been secret manipulations. It's almost like it's just this massive setup to actually have people realize how close we came. Yeah. And then the Five of Pentacles came up. So this is when people they will feel like they've been lied to, left out in the cold, and this is when the change will become really, really prominent. There could be more stuff like this that goes on, and this is the thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people now, as soon as they hear the word climate change, they're going, "Oh, okay, we know this is a setup." This is, and more and more people are going to be questioning it. So,
Okay. All right. All right. So, a question from Elena. The Canadian government is trying to restrict the use of natural supplements. I heard about this. Is the Alliance doing it? If so, why are they doing it?
Yeah, hi, Lena. I think that's happening in Australia and New Zealand as well. They're trying to make it so that everything has to go through what we call our TGA, Therapeutic Good Association. And so they're trying it. Well, they've tried to shut down for years, haven't they? Naturopaths, everyone. You can't get any rebate on your private health now for your naturopath. It's crazy. So as before you could. So yeah, let's have a look and see what it says about that story, because again, it's waking people up, isn't it? You're taking away your right to choose. Oh my gosh, they're showing you exactly what would have happened. That was the intention. Get rid of all of that. Use only pharmaceutical, only what we give you. Yeah, but it's putting a nail in the coffin. The Ten of Swords is telling me that it's taking all of that out, but it's showing people this is what they would have done. They would have absolutely taken away your right to choose what you have in your body. Ace of Pentacles, spot on. So they would have done that, but it's not going to actually happen. Like it's there to scare people. It's there to make people go, what is going on? We need to do something about this. This is wrong.
Right.
So I just feel that that's not going to happen. Like down the track, it's just not. It's there as a wake up call.
Yeah.
So yeah. Look,
I felt that when I saw it. I was like, oh, they're trying to get people riled up.
Oh yeah, and it'll work too, because like people that are people might be on sort of, pharmaceutical tablets and things, but then they might take extra stuff and it makes them feel good. And they're going, hang on a minute, why? So these are the people that don't normally ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I feel it is, Elena. So, and you agree with that, Elisa? That's what you were getting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know that the good guys are in charge everywhere. They really are.
It's a strategy. That Seven of Swords tells me it's a strategy.
Yeah.
So we don't buy into it. Just know that no matter what happens, things will come back to a really good, healthy, even playing field. And a lot of our governments are going to be gone. That whole structure, that whole system will get taken down. It may take some time, but to me, it's definitely going down, and we're going to have a whole new way of being. So, yeah.
Okay, so they were saying that Plum Island is an animal research biolab where they created Lyme.
Ah, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Well, Nine of Wands has come up, so it looks like they've had a good go at doing stuff there. Like, it looks like they've really done a lot of the work on some things that aren't so great there. And then we've got the Six of Cups. So this is actually making an offer. I feel they then got some help. You know what I mean? I feel like then it went to somewhere else, a bigger place, and got some help. And we just got confirmation of that Ace of Wands. So it's almost like that was the starting place for it all, but they actually took it somewhere else with that Six of Cups to get help, to help them with it.
Yeah, I think earlier in the conversation they said something about moving it to somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I felt that. I felt like there was a shift as well with it. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. I would have sworn we talked about this already, but of course I don't remember the answer. Did Pangea, the supercontinent, existed?
Pangea. Where was Pangea? Have you got any idea at all where vaguely it was? I don't know anything about Pangea.
I believe it's in that part of the world sphere where it's all water. There's no land.
It's sort of underwater.
Actually, Pangea was when all the lands were connected together and were not broken apart into continents.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Let's have a look. Did it exist? Did it exist? Was there such a place as Pangea? Oh, okay. You're hot in there. Yeah, but so Eight of Wands. So this means that it came and went very quickly because the Seven of Cups is there with it, which is chaos. So whatever happened, it doesn't look like it was maybe there for a long time.
Maybe it was a cockamamie, like not real, that Pangea even existed, and that continents have always been the way they are.
And it could have been a changed name as well. That's the thing, but it's telling me that whatever happened, and then the Three of Cups. So it feels like it was a really fast, if that name even existed, it was quick, it was fast. It's like, they change country names here as well, don't they? So, I know like one country has had like 3 or 4 names since I've been born, So, and then we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So it might have been something unique and something that stood out, but it changed very quickly is all I'm getting with these cards.
Okay.
So it looks like it did exist, but it was, yes, Justice card tells me that it did exist, but it just, whatever happened, it changed.
Yeah. So, and here's another question from Elena about Tartaria, and we did an entire show on Tartaria.
Yeah.
And it was a while back.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. And, the Tartarian Empire, to me, was there was a reset, literally. So but it's huge. The whole, if you go in and research it, it's fascinating research, when you can find things on it. And look at, even if you look at some of the beautiful buildings, that we see in countries, they were built from that time, and it was built to actually be able to take in and use the energy that's around us, what do you call it? The frill or something? The
Oh, the
frill,
frill.
frill.
Hmm.
Yeah, or the the etheric energy, and they've hidden it all from us. So because they wanted us to be more suppressed and have the control. If we
Yeah.
had free energy, that would not be helpful for them.
No, no,
So yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
So why did they take it off the map? And do some people still exist there?
I feel Tartaria was more of a timeline. It was like as it was like before a reset. It was a whole nother timeline. It was a whole nother video game. It's one way to say it. So yeah, and that's why. But the buildings have been left. There's been things that are left from it. Now, whether there are beings that actually exist outside the ice wall, if that's how you want to look at life, that still live in that type of video game, I don't know. There could be. What are your thoughts, Elisa, with that?
Um, I just think it's another it's a timeline before this one. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, the pictures are there, the videos are there. I mean, it's
that's it.
but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, it's amazing because I did so much traveling when I was younger. And then I was just pulling cards for us then on the Tartaria, and we've got the lovers, which is when something is intricately united. So that would have been their world, the Emperor. So this was a very beautiful, positive world that they lived in, and the Queen of Wands, which is integrity. So it would have been a really probably amazing place or time or video to live in. But when I traveled, I would get drawn to certain beautiful buildings, and I could feel the energy and the ley lines and the vortexes under them. And as soon as I heard about Tartaria, I went, oh, Maree, of course. Why didn't I question how could they have built that with horse and carts? And like how? Oh, and I was going, isn't it amazing how we can be so indoctrinated that we truly don't even ask the question? We just trust, oh, yeah, this was built back in 16th century or whatever. Maybe
Right.
it was, but a whole different timeline. And now I
Yeah.
look at everything so differently when I travel. I look at every building and I go, oh, where did you come from? So,
Yeah, to me the Tartarian buildings have this specific concrete to
yeah,
them. It's like it's when you touch them, they're soft and very, I don't know, I can't explain it, but if you go to Washington D.C., there's some buildings there that are, because you can tell the windows are for giants, the doors are for
correct.
giants, you know.
Yes.
So I always wondered about that. I always wondered, wait, what's up with these doors? Like, they're so huge.
Totally. And the windows, what they use now, because of the liquidification and all the mudslides and everything, the windows that used to be are now the doors, and they're still massive.
Massive.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah. So it's pretty interesting when you do start to ask questions about things and you go, oh my God, I can't believe I got sucked into that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Kathy was saying Wormwood is the third of the seven trumpets in Revelations. Don't know if that means anything to the previous question as from me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Maya was saying that she listened to a podcast in which it was told that Hawaii Maui is a portal to our coming souls to incarnate on Earth and a portal to the leaving souls.
Okay.
Interesting.
That is interesting. Well, I mean, I know that like the islands of Hawaii are pretty amazing, and there is amazing energy there because I've been over there a few times. But there's one island I didn't get to, and a friend of mine's been there, and she just said it's out of control. The amazing vortexes and energy
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
portals and things like that. So there's
Mm-hmm.
definitely something that's really special about Hawaii. So should we just ask that question straight out?
Yeah.
Is this a portal to souls coming in and coming out? Oh, that one's really okay. Wow. It's interesting because I was so the Two of Cups has come up. So there is some relationship there with portals. But what I was getting intuitively was it's like we can come through the veil like that. It's like we can be coming and going constantly. It's like it doesn't have to be one place. That's what I was getting with this card. It's like you're bringing it into yourself. So just, yeah, star card. So we can sort of choose where and when we come in and out as a soul. I mean, just because of my experience as a midwife, and I could actually see souls coming and going ever since I was a child, and I could just see them coming and going, and then they wouldn't be there, and then they'd come through. So they're obviously coming through from another realm of some sort. So it's not like we have to go to one portal to come in, is what I'm getting. Yeah. So you don't have to worry about being in one specific place. It's almost like we would just, that consciousness can then just shift to anywhere. So I don't feel that that's maybe the full story because we've got that Page of Swords. And to me, he's not quite telling the full story. So that's just what the cards are saying. Okay. And also just what I've actually seen with my own psychic eyes from when I was a child, with souls coming into babies and into the body, the physical body.
Okay. All right. So Kathleen was talking about the banyan tree. The banyan tree, what came out in the cards from the last show is that it was ready to go. It was its time to go. So it was okay.
Yeah, my gosh, you're not going to believe it. These two cards just wanted to come out from under the pack. Transition, Death, and the Tower. Look at that. So this was for the banyan tree, and it was like time for the big change, for the shift, and it was okay with it. Oh, what are you? You're jumping at me now. Yeah, King of Swords. So to me, this is someone that actually speaks the truth. So to me, that at however it happened and whatever was going on for that banyan tree, it was okay.
Yeah.
To go.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right, another question from Elena. Will we ever be able to physically travel into inner Earth in our lifetime? Do we know what languages people speak there, or is it more telepathy?
Okay, interesting. Oh, these three cards fell out, so I have to take them because this. I mean, it's just flying out today. So the first card is the Four of Swords. So it's still a big mystery, Eleanor. Like with this, like a lot of people don't even ask questions or think about inner Earth. And again, it depends as well on our emotional state, on our actual consciousness state. So that Queen of Cups is all about that. We have to deal with our emotional stuff before we've got that vibration, I feel, enough to go into Middle Earth. So at the moment, no. The Five of Pentacles has come up again. We're sort of still on the outer with that. So we can connect with them, though. We can actually ask, you meditate and you can go into these spaces, into these realms. And I've communicated, a lot of people can communicate with these beautiful elemental beings. It's where I feel the gargoyles live. It's like beautiful. So you can actually go in and connect with them. And the languages they speak, it's telepathy, is what I was getting when I was down there. And it's almost like you can converse in this telepathy. So, they probably have a vibration as well, like a sound frequency vibration they would use.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, definitely it's telepathy. So have you heard anything with from your sessions at all, Elisa, from people around that or not? Not that you remember?
No. Okay. No, not really.
So I feel it just depends on our consciousness and whether we can take our whole physical body through into that realm. It's a different vibration.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But Eleanor, if you get there, you got to tell us.
All right. The next question from Teresa. We keep hearing we will all learn the truth about everything. Mm-hmm. Is this supposed to be anytime in the next few years or not in our lifetime?
Okay, Teresa, great question because, and I feel the more that we start to unravel ourselves, the more questions we ask, the more answers that we will get. And it's like you start to sort of know quite a bit anyway. So But let's just check and see, will we actually have a lot of the truth about our world, about everything that's gone on in this lifetime? The Eight of Cups has come up. So to me, this says we have to be able to walk away from what's been going on first here. And that's going to take, I reckon that's going to take a little bit of time. We will get some truth, but not all of it just yet. And the chaos, the Seven of Cups, to me, this is chaos and confusion. While that's going on, we're not. So it could take a little bit longer than what we want, but we will get our wish. Nine of Cups, wishes and desires coming true. So we will in our lifetime have a lot of truth. Whatever it is we're ready for, well, I think it'll be available to us. You know, but
So
a lot
what
of people.
yeah,
Go
go
on.
ahead. I'm sorry. So what I'm getting is that we're spending so much time on wanting the truth to come out so that we're right, right? So people say, oh, you were right. But in essence, that brings in more of that brokenness, more of that whatever is not working right, instead of us really saying, well, I don't care about that. I want, this is what I'm going to concentrate on, which is what I actually want. So because we're stuck in, I want to be right, I want people to know I'm right, I want to, we're getting stuck with that. Oh, the truth needs to come out, instead of really going like, well, whatever it was, who cares? Let's move on to what it is that we want. And if we would concentrate on what we want, then all of that would go away a lot faster.
Yeah, I agree. And these interestingly though too, it's I mean, for me, I'd be like, oh, put me in one of those libraries, like, the Alexander Library or under there, and I'd love to know our true story. I suppose to me that's intriguing, because I've never wanted to do history at school, or I just knew. I went, ugh, I don't want to do this. I must have known at some level it was all a lie. But the truth of things to me would be really intriguing. But you're absolutely right. We need to actually really just go within ourselves and go, what do I want? What do I want to experience? And then as we need it, then that truth will come up and we'll go, oh, I didn't even know that was available. Okay, wow, I can start focusing on that. So
Right.
that's a really good thing to say, Elisa. Yeah, it's true. So I think what we need will come to us.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm talking about even more just the Trump thing and the military thing and the like the 3D movie. Like, we're so wanting for that truth to come out, and it's like, move on to what it is that you want, instead of like concentrating on wanting to be right in front of others.
Yeah,
I think
I agree with you. I've got beyond that now. It's like they're going to find out that that's all good. That's all taken care of. That's not my concern now. It doesn't matter what's right or wrong, and yeah, but it will all come out. But just meanwhile, like Elisa said, just keep creating your life, and some things may never come out, and that's okay too.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
So just be happy with what is, and move on to what it is you want to see, and concentrate on that, and that would be the best.
Yeah. Yep. So
and we'll leave it with this.
Oh, Trixie Tots. Yay,
So
let's have a little chat
let's
to our
hear from
boy.
Jazzy about
Jazzy, come up
this
here, my
week.
love. Oh, okay. What messages or what can you show us about this week coming up for everyone here? Wow, this is interesting. He's showing me as if he's underwater with bubbles coming up, like boop, 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 boop. Okay, so he's basically saying there's going to be some emotional stuff, aspects that might get triggered within us, but just just let it just come out, let it float up. It's going because there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on with frequency and energy. Just allow the emotions to come up and just bubble your way through it. Just let it bubble up and come up, and don't get too attached to it. It's like he's breathing underwater. So if you're finding that you're having your emotions triggered or things are coming up, just allow it. Don't try and tag it onto something that's going on in the 3D world. So because he's sitting quite happily under the water blowing bubbles. All right, so that's what that's telling me. It's funny.
Thank you, Jazzy.
Thank you, Jazzy.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for participating. I apologize if we didn't get to your questions at the bottom. Hold them for next time. And thank you again for your participation, for being here, for being part of the tribe. And Maree, Jazzy, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Elisa, and thanks everyone. You're so loved.
Yes, you are. So have a good week, and we'll see you on Thursday. Bye-bye.